Let's talk about CV file formats. By default, you are typically expected to be sending a PDF or a Word document, a .docx file. Recruiters really tend to like Word documents, and that's because they are usually having to edit your document or your CV to take off your details, right? Either for anti-bias purposes or pure commercial reasons, in that they don't want the employer to be able to find me or find you and then recruit you directly and avoid paying a fee to the recruiter. So recruiters tend to prefer Word documents. And Word documents are a lot more extensible. Sometimes what they're doing is they'll cut and paste your CV content into their file format. They may put a front page on it where they're saying, we have assessed Ewan as a blah blah, so that they're manipulating your CV. They're not editing it ever. Rarely will you ever see, they don't have time for this. What they're doing is cutting and pasting into their format, into their system. So I've often seen it where I turn up at interview, and then in my place at the round table there, I'm sitting there and there's a copy of my CV, but it's got the recruiter front page. Inside it may have some other details the company wants, right? Salary, these kind of things, other background that they've specified. And sometimes when seeing this is quite strange, because then you turn the page again, and then you go, oh, there's my CV, but no name, no detail, or whatever. Okay, so that pack that they're producing for the candidate, sometimes this is for mid to senior roles, other times it's for everybody. They'll just send it through in the style, the house style of the recruitment agency. So their logo, the person's phone number, the phone number of the recruiter, not your phone number, your details typically taken off. So often they're asking for Word, because they're going to cut and paste and put it here, right? They're not doing stuff to your CV. That's not their business. But what they are doing is putting it into a form so they can then send it to the client in a particular way the client's expecting it. So that's for external recruiters typically. Internal recruiters will often ask for a Word document as well. Same approach, just so they can cut and paste it easily into the right thing that they're doing. When I'm saying cutting and pasting, I mean cutting and pasting into another Word document typically, right? Because of course with a PDF you can do that, right? But it's just because it's sometimes a lot easier, quicker with Word. This, by the way, the fact that this stuff does happen, right? Cutting and pasting and stuff, certainly for mid and senior roles, when you've got external recruiters doing this, this is why you make your CV very simple, very easy, and you don't do crazy stuff. So if you've got very intricate formatting in Word, for example, the problem with that is then I paste it in here, and then it's all messed up. And now relying on the headhunter to think, can they be bothered to reformat that and make it look good? So that's another reason to keep things very simple, very easy on your CV. Be careful with multiple columns, because then you're cutting and pasting. Sometimes it can be a nightmare, right? And you don't want your CV to be a nightmare to be manipulating, okay? Because that can sometimes mean that the person involved just goes, I'll do that one later, i.e. never. So PDF sometimes is very helpful. And of course, many people challenge me when I'm doing the TikTok lives. They go, oh, but you can edit PDFs. Yes, you can. Yes, I know, yes. But Word is typically preferred. You can send a PDF if you just want to be sure that the individual isn't necessarily manipulating your CV. I mean, of course, you can edit PDFs, right? But one of the reasons for maintaining or sending a CV in PDF format is because it's going to arrive looking the same way, right? That's the benefit. Because sometimes with Word and different versions of Word, it's not so much an issue now, but in the past it's been quite difficult when you send your CV through and it comes up in a very weird look and feel, dependent on what the person's computer's capabilities used to be. So that's why we use PDF. Be prepared to send PDF or Word documents typically. You don't be afraid when I'm saying, expect stuff to be removed. Typically your contact details, pictures or anything like that will usually be removed by internal or external recruiters, but expect to be asked for either. And the system, however you're applying, they'll tell you. And even if the recruiter is approaching you on LinkedIn, they're going to say, hey, can you send me a CV? And if you send it in the wrong format, they'll tell you. Straightforward.